Hey. Welcome to
Hey,
Let's Get It Together,
let's
J9.
get it together. Oh my. That was a little rough trying to get in, guys.
Right? Where
Here
you
we go.
at? Where you at?
Is that me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear
Oh, okay. Where are you at? I'm talking to you, J9.
you. I'm not there. That's for sure. I wish I were, but I'm on the other side of the earth because I just couldn't take that heat.
Ooh, Vegas, he's crazy right now. This heat is
It is.
ridiculous.
It is.
Redonkulous.
Well, welcome to another edition of Let's Get It Together. It is July 20th, 2022. And same time, same place. How you doing?
I'm good. It's been a week. It's wrapping up quickly and I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain, won't complain.
All right. Well, thank you to our listeners and our followers. I'm gonna dive right on in. I really
Well,
am because I think the restaurant industry must have gotten in that we are actually doing some additional follow up because there was only one ratchet restaurant reported this week. And I don't even want to go into the specifics because they got 48 demerits.
oh wow.
Already, that's a problem. It's a major problem because that means you were shut down and you did everything wrong. So that restaurant of the week is another Spanish restaurant. It's
They gonna
El.
think you picking on them.
They're gonna think I am, but all I got to do is go to the health department and they'll be able to pull these records and they will know that I am not picking on them. El Grulens or something. Grulens. Grulse. It's a food truck.
Another food truck.
Another food
Okay.
truck. This one is at Lake Mead and Christie Lane, 48 Damaris. They were shut down as they should. This is a place I would probably never venture out to.
Okay.
This is family. So with that being said, basically what I do want to say is they were storing food at a health spa.
What?
Storing food at a health spa dance studio. Right? Listen,
Oh
restaurant
wow.
industry, you cannot take food to private locations other than a commissary or another restaurant and serve this kind of food. They out of line, just out of line. So, a bunch of flies, some dead bugs, and this one did it for
Ew.
me, girl. This did it for me. Ant powder, pesticide throughout the restaurant.
Oh wow. Okay.
Last but not least, the hand soap was watered down so it wouldn't lather. So, it's a recession, so people trying to save money. You take,
Trying to cut back. But they
I take
sell
my
it at the 99 cents though. Stop playing. Well, it is $1.25 now, I think.
it's a recession, honey.
Right.
And then they had some anti-diarrhea and vomiting medicine on the cabinet. Who's sick in that mofo?
I'm gonna need you to stop right there.
I'm gonna stop right there.
'Cause
I
that sounds
So they were
crazy.
shut down. They're waiting on another inspection, but honey, they could be waiting as far as I'm concerned.
Right,
I
right.
will have no partake in that. So I don't know if
Nope.
the health department has slowed down or if there just is no one on their list this week, but I
Okay.
can appreciate that.
Okay.
I
Well,
can
good.
appreciate
That would be good because, I mean, one, now if you just said, I got 10 on the list this week, that's a problem. That means
that is a
either they
problem.
were very busy, active, out in the community, or, everybody's getting their stuff together.
Yeah, let's get it together.
People's getting it together. They
Let's get
getting
it
it
together.
together,
Right.
right?
That's right. So we had a few technical difficulties because I am actually in the land of Ohio, sipping on mimosa, so I have no stress, very little.
I'm jelly.
Well, don't be because I have decided that on my journey of trying to eat better, I have to exchange something for something.
Okay,
So
well,
if I'm gonna drink tonight, I'm gonna have a salad.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So I'm learning how to adjust um, something for something else. You know, I'm trying to balance it out. I really am.
Okay. And maybe increase your water intake?
How about that?
I'm just saying,
Uh,
I'm just trying to help a sister out. Maybe increase that a little bit too. So,
what I have. I haven't since I've been here, so I got to get it together on that level. But I
okay.
have been trying to drink. Most bottles are 16 ounces.
Right.
That's 2 8 ounces in one bottle. So if I can do
Mm-hmm.
4 of those bottles, I will feel very good about what's going on. But I will say
Right.
this on my journey to get my numbers down, I
Mm-hmm.
feel so much better. I feel
Good.
lighter. I feel a little more energetic. I feel like I can go
Good.
better, faster, longer on my fast.
Oh, good. Very good.
So I'm going to talk about that real quick. So, I'm going to continue. There's some themes I'll continue to talk about, and that is fasting. There's
Right.
the
I agree.
benefits of fasting surmount what I can cover in one show.
I
But I
agree.
can tell you this, I feel like I'm walking in faith. I feel like I'm confident in what the future holds just
Yes.
by fasting and receiving information from
Yes.
the heavens.
Yes. You open yourself up to hear when you put that flesh under suppression. You got to
Yeah.
control your body to an extent, you know, or it'll control you and how you moving. So control that body so you can hear from spirit, your guides,
Say
from the
that.
heavens.
Say
Because
that.
we need a word right now. It's
We
hot
do.
out in them streets, and it ain't just heat hot. It's hot, hot.
It's hot. And so, with that being said, I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue to talk about the benefits of fasting, the benefits
I'm so
of
proud of
changing
you.
your lifestyle, especially when you're given a prescription from the medical doctor. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Absolutely.
not easy,
Nope.
especially for somebody like a foodie like me that wants to eat anything, eat everything. Anytime I get an opportunity, I'm on it.
It's
So
what we do.
it's what we do. It's what we do. So I'm gonna go right on into timing
Okay.
because the timing is everything. The things
Right.
we hear about timing. What are some of the things we hear
Hmm.
about timing? About the time, like redeem the time.
Right.
Time is of the essence. The early
Right.
bird catches the worm.
Right. Right. And if it's your time, it's your time. When it's your
So
time, it's your time.
there's a lot of sayings out there that have a lot of meaning, like "Don't waste my time." You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
Time is precious. There's real
Right.
issues, real conversations to be had about timing,
Right. I
um,
agree.
because timing provides for alignment,
Yes. I agree with that as
right?
well. Mm-hmm. I
Aligning
absolutely.
yourself up. Because I tell you what, if you don't take advantage of the time, we can't redo it. There's
No.
no do-overs. And
Nah.
so I can't, the doctor said I need to get my numbers on straight and I have 3 months to do it, right?
3 months. Okay.
So with the timing, it's a deadline.
Mm,
And I had to set some goals to get to the deadline.
right.
And so I can't say I keep putting it off for tomorrow and put it off for tomorrow and put it off for tomorrow. I can't keep doing that.
Oh no. Nope. Timing along with and I think if you respect time enough, you will be disciplined to do what you need to do. But you have to be a respecter of your time in order they go together almost because you got to be respect your time to be disciplined so you can get to where you need to be. I mean, I just said that. I've said it once. I don't have to say it again. You hear me.
Loud and clear. So with me, I had to make a decision today. And each day I have to try to redeem the time. So you only get so many hours in a day. I'm going to tell you, it's a beautiful thing where I am right now because I'm 3 hours ahead of Vegas. So
Okay.
that means I'm actually doing things earlier in my mind according to the time because I'm
Okay.
still on Vegas time.
Okay.
But if I get up at 6 a.m. where I am,
Right.
that's 3 a.m. in Vegas.
It is. Right.
So
So,
I feel like I'm actually gaining more time to get more things done, or to at least focus on the things I need to get done.
hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's an advantage. But what I want to talk about isn't just the time clock, because man put that time clock together.
Right.
The
That's
12 hours,
absolutely
24
right.
hours, breaking it down, quarter hour, all that stuff. That's man's way of keeping time.
Right.
Prior
Right.
to man's way of keeping time, we kept time by moon and sun and
Sun and the
sunrise,
stars, right?
all
And
of the
all of
things
that.
in the
Right.
minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm talking about that spiritual timing right now.
Okay.
Talking about that spiritual timing. And do you recognize when the seasons change?
Hmm.
The time changes. That's a spiritual time. That
Right.
clock has infinite time, but however, it's up to us to be able to determine what that time looks like.
Right.
And so when they say stuff like time waits for no one, or you can't change the time, or there's no do-overs, or time is of the essence, especially that time is of the essence, they're talking about a contract. That's where that
Right.
saying came from. It was contractual.
Mm.
It meant
Okay.
that here's our time frame, and anything
Okay.
that deviates from that time frame makes the contract null and void.
Mm.
So
Mm.
time is of the essence wasn't necessarily a pretty thing. It meant you had to
Right.
respect the contract, and you better make the best use of that time to get that
Time. Right. Oh,
whatever that
wow.
contractual agreement was.
That's
So
very
we're in a
interesting.
contract, guys.
Huh.
Our life is
That's
only so long.
right. You're absolutely right about that. And you never know when your contract expires. So I guess you gotta make the best of the time that you're allotted, that you continue to wake up every day, hopefully grateful. I'm hoping that's in everybody's heart and minds as soon as they open their eyes every morning. Gratefulness that they got more time,
That
that
you
they
got more
saw
time.
they get to see the sun come up. Or if you are a night owl, that you get to get up and see the moon and move around and do what you got to do. I agree with that. I was thinking about that today because again, I had mentioned before that I had been on my job for 20 years and I decided to walk away, and
Girl.
I chose a
Woo,
date, right? For
woo.
my early premature retirement. That's what I call it.
I
Um
ain't gonna ask for the details of an early premature. Like, what?
yeah, just let me wallow in that one for a minute. But
Okay.
the date I chose to give as my last day is a double fold because I chose the date as July 22nd as a from a work ethic standpoint because I train people. So that was the date that my training class ended and I chose that date. And then I know when my dad's birthday is, but then my mom gently reminded me. She was like, "So you chose your dad's birthday as your last day of work." I didn't look at it from that perspective, but when she brought it home to me, I felt like, yes,
Wait,
I
wait,
did,
wait.
but maybe what?
So when you set the date, you didn't think Pop's
I
birthday.
wasn't right. I wasn't
You
thinking
were
about
thinking
my
in
dad's
terms
birthday.
of training's ending. This seems to be a good time to phase out.
Right, exactly. That was my exact thought process and the exact rationale of why I picked that date.
Okay.
But it is my mom gently reminded me that's my dad's birthday. So it hit different that
Sure
I
it did.
picked that date. And it is more than just me being, choosing to have a good work ethic. It was more than that. So, time is interesting because the timing of it all makes me wonder, or makes it almost confirms to me that I'm in alignment and I've done the right thing, the timing of it all.
And so to me, that's a changing of the guards, so to speak. Like this season is wrapping up for you. See, people,
Right.
again, we're on man season,
Right.
winter, spring, summer, fall.
Right.
But when we're talking spiritual, we're talking about something bigger than us
Right.
that actually leads us to do things that are significant when it comes to timing. There are
Yes.
confirmations along the way, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And so then, just because you might be feeling like you're in the right time and place, are you redeeming the time in a way that you aren't, number one, wasting the time,
Wasting it, right?
and that you're doing the right activity at the right time?
Right, right. I absolutely agree with that. Alignment is so important. It really is, because that actually also, I was reading in my book, my Cosmic Health, that I know, um that also opens you up for luck and for things to, what you may perceive as luck. It also opens you up for that, because when you're paying attention to the time, or you are in alignment, and you're, you know, time is of the essence, you're utilizing your time appropriately, a lot of times you open yourself up and if you're doing what you're supposed to do, that alignment brings in that manifestation. Things will manifest themselves, and some people call it luck, some people call it, oh, I've been manifesting this, and some, whatever you call it, you put yourself in a better position for that as well.
You are in a better position. Absolutely. I was looking at some attributes for timing, like what does timing mean, or what are some of the synonyms, or how do you express, what are words you would use to describe timing? And what I came up with, well, what the internet came up with actually, one of the words was razor sharp. And I'm like, what?
What?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Exquisite was another word.
Exquisite
Yeah.
timing.
Honey,
Okay. Uh,
exquisite timing,
exquisite
razor
timing.
sharp timing. I'm like, that's
Mm,
incredible. I
mm,
like it. I like the use of the word. And what it boiled down to me was organizing, planning,
hmm,
setting goals,
hmm.
deadlines, prioritizing what's important.
Right.
You line those things up, people. Are you listening? Let's get it together. Here on Hot 702.5 FM,
Yeah.
let's get it together, because that's what that means.
Right.
That means organizing and planning, setting goals, setting deadlines, setting priorities in terms of what's most important. How do you spend the time to get those things done? And how do you stay focused?
Right.
Because
Right.
you got to beware of time killers.
Mm.
That's a
And
hard one for me.
distractors, huh? Is that like distractions? Is that what
That
we're
is
talking about?
absolutely distractions. That is absolutely distractions. Those are time killers. There's people who are time killers that will come in your
Mhm.
life to steal, kill, and destroy your freaking time.
Yeah.
Because,
They will.
listen, time is free. You
Hmm.
don't have to pay for time yet. You
Yes. Right.
see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, technically, if I'm giving of my time to a corporation, they do. They got to pay for my time. They got to
They have to
cash
pay for your
out
time.
for me to show up.
That's right. But we don't have to necessarily pay for time.
Right.
But our
I agree
time
with you.
has a value on it.
You're
And if
right.
we don't value it, no one else,
No one
especially
else will.
employers, is not going to value your time. What are you worth? That falls
Mm.
into that time,
Mm.
because my worth, when I give you an hour of my time, I have a dollar sign attached to it. And if it's not a dollar sign, honey, it is definitely some sort of value. You're getting a value from me, trust and believe, when
Right.
I give my time. So you got to get rid of the things that are not suiting you well. When people are talking about, I'm cutting people off, I know how to cut people. What are you cutting them off for? You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I am cutting you off, person, place, or thing, if you waste my time.
Waste my time. Right. That's absolute.
And we're going to leave
Yep.
that one there. We can,
Right.
we can actually go into some other things in terms of time, because I'm talking about a spiritual thing, guys. And I'm not talking about, ghosts flying around and shit like that, y'all. No, I'm talking about I'm talking about your soul.
Right.
And how do you
Right.
want your soul to rest easy after you have given of your time, which is your reasonable sacrifice in life,
Mm.
is
Mm.
your time. Because what I can't do in money, I'll do in time.
Mm.
In other
Like,
words,
yeah.
I'll
What were you
break
gonna
that
say?
down. I'll break
Yes,
that down.
please.
I got 3 daughters. I got
Uh,
5 grandkids. That is
okay.
a financial burden when it comes to making sure everybody's accommodated for their birthdays and different
Right.
times of the year and, showing love. It
Right.
could be a financial pinch. So what I can't do in finances for them, I will surely do in my time.
Okay.
To me,
Okay.
it is even more important than the financial piece, because my time comes wisdom, it comes conversation, it comes all these other things and attributes, razor sharp and exquisite around this mofo for my children and for my kids, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, before we go on into this next phase, because we want to continue to elevate. And in order for us to actually do better with our food intake and our spiritual intake, we have to be able to cleanse and understand some of these things. You have to be able to, don't misuse your time, stay focused, beware of the distractions and the time killers, and get to the information early, if that makes
Right.
sense. Get to the project early. Get to, the things you need to do early. I know some of us like to sleep in. I'm talking now, I'm really talking early time. I'm talking sunrise.
All right.
Hear those birds chirping, get up. Go pray.
All
Go
right.
meditate. Go take a walk. Plan your day. That's
Okay.
how you redeem the time.
I hear you. I like that. I like that. That's like you talking to yourself and to the
The
mass.
masses. Talking to
Yeah.
myself and the masses, because I'm trying, you guys don't understand. Do you understand what a means? I'm trying to get to the next level
Right.
as
That's
lightly as possible. And when I say light, I mean I don't need a bunch of baggage, which takes me into my next, topic. You and I were talking about relationships,
right. Ooh.
because now we're talking about my time,
Right.
and who do I give my time to? Now we're talking about
Right.
relationships.
Right.
And so I want to know what relationships means to you, Jezzi.
Here you
I
go.
don't breathe like that.
My bad. I didn't mean to breathe all in your ear like that, but oh Lord. Well, relationships. I mean, there's different levels of relationships. I mean, I have my mother because she knows me, she tended to me. My children's relationship, I know them because I tended to them and raised them. Uh-oh. And then you know, father daughter relationships, relationship. I don't know. I'd have to probably technically look up the word to get the clear definition of what relationship is. Um, but it's the person that you have in your life, because all relationships ain't good relationships either. If you choose to keep someone in your life, whether they're toxic or not. But I just think that is a a knowing of someone that you have been tethered to from one reason or another, whether it be blood or love or whatever the case may be. Uh-oh. Did we lose J9? Let's see. Get you back. Uh-oh. Oh, hello, hello. So we are still here. We are talking, we were transitioning into relationships. And I was like, I don't know, because that's heavy. Because there are all kind of relationships to deal with. And I know we have to get it together with the majority of them, and how we operate in the relationships that we choose versus the relationships that we were born in differs. Like your mother child relationship, you had to have somebody take care of you and be there for you, and they either opted to love you and take take good care, or you might have been raised by somebody else that opted to love you and take good care. So, and that kind of showed you how to treat others as you grew. And so if you were traumatized, you might grow up and traumatize others along the way. So there are several different types of relationships. Um, can you hear me?
I'm, I'm okay. I'm always
Okay.
touching some shit. I just cannot get it
Oh
together, and
my
that's the name of
gosh.
the show. I'm just touching shit. I bait it,
Okay.
but I'm back. And I heard you. I heard pretty much everything that you were saying, and it's funny that you would even go into the trauma area because that's such a deep topic that I don't even know I'm ready for at this
I'm not.
point.
I'm not. I had an emotional day.
All right, well then we go non-emotional. Um, but for me, relationships are a state of mind, a state of being,
Okay.
and how I connect to other people.
Okay.
And it can either be my family, that could be acquaintances, that could be friends, and that can be romantic. And quite frankly, I put you there. So I put you in the category that I feel the relationship belongs.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So when I
Okay.
think about my family relationships, that's different, obviously, from a romantic
Right.
relationship, from an
Right.
acquaintance, and from a friend. And acquaintances become friends, some friends become lovers, some friends become family without the blood ties. So they intermingle.
Right.
They intermingle a lot. And
Right.
how you handle relationships have a lot to do with, obviously, your life experience is number one, but number two, how, like you said, traumatic and trauma in people's lives can affect how effective you are with with any one of these compartments of
Right.
people.
Right.
And so the
I
bottom
heard this.
line
Oh
is,
no, my bad. Mm.
well, the bottom line is, are these areas of relationships with these people, are they healthy?
Hmm.
And only the one individual can determine whether or not those are healthy relationships. But I tell you what, it better consist of respect in any
Right.
one of those categories. It
Right.
better consist of an understanding, which means
Right.
you are willing to at least understand my journey
Right.
and what makes me individual.
Right.
And last but not least, I feel like you need to be accepting of the person
Mm.
you think you understand. So you need to
Mm.
accept me for who I am, good, bad, and ugly. You
Okay.
need to have a sense of understanding of who I am in order for this
Mm-hmm.
to be an effective relationship, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And you need to
Right.
be able to respect that information once you have, you know
Mm.
what I'm saying? That's important for me. I don't know what's important for people when it comes to relationships, but those three elements need to exist for us to have something that is healthy for me.
Mm. Okay. I agree. I mean, acceptance is ultimately really important, right? And don't try to make me into something else because, and I do that. I will do that for you too. I won't try to make you into something that you're not necessarily. What you show me, I know is what I get. And what I show you is pretty much what you get. So, if you can accept me, I can accept you. And I I also don't like to be put in where people put like things on you. Not I don't know what's the word I'm looking
What's
for,
that,
but
girl?
they
That's
put
like a hex. What was that?
no, not a hex. No, where people will like
A
try to put you in a
limitation?
box or something, or make you do things that you don't necessarily want to do or something like that. I don't even know what word I was looking for. I was searching
Well,
for a word.
for me,
Because a
that
lot of
might
people
be.
will put demands on you, and then get mad at you if you don't meet their demands. And I don't like
Yeah. Okay.
that.
So to me, that is a healthy relationship in any one of those categories of people requires boundaries. And that's where respect comes in. Respect is a big old gamut, but it
Right.
really kind of covers respect my boundaries and at the same time don't put limitations on me. And I'll tell you something. Don't expect me to be the same person yesterday that I was today
Yeah.
and try to hold me to that. I don't like that either.
What does that mean? What does that mean
So
necessarily?
I am an ever evolving woman.
That's the air
I am
sign.
looking
That's the
for
air in here,
change.
girl.
Girl, change and growth is my middle name.
All right.
And so I'm always looking to elevate. I'm looking for information. I'm looking for the keys to the kingdom. I'm looking,
Right.
I'm ever looking for
Right.
upgrades, if I may. So
Hmm.
if I told you today that I had a problem with something today, be okay if I don't have a problem with it tomorrow, or I do have a problem with it tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't mean to be
Wayward.
the ever-changing Libra that I am. Okay,
A little bit, because Libras are known for not being able to make up their mind. So
but
they
that's
got to
not
have an
true.
understanding that that's one of your areas.
You better understand that I do have some issues making up my mind. But here's why. Let me tell you why. And this came with age and time. Again, respect the time because time brings about wisdom. It's supposed to. I don't know.
Right.
Some of y'all got to really freaking catch up. But it's because we weigh the situation in a way that looks wavering. But once we make
Mm.
a stand,
Mm.
ninja, it's a stand.
Right. Right.
We will put our feet in the sand, but we're very wayward in a way that we want to check out everything before we make
Mm.
some decisions. But what I'm
Mm.
saying is, because life is forever, and we're in a place now, y'all. Put on your damn seatbelts because
Right.
this life is throwing shit at you
Left and right.
that you better be prepared for. It's left and right. So
Right.
people are telling us, first of all, we have a whole generation of people that are changing our language. Some shit you can't say, you can't do, you don't want.
Oh
I'm trying.
gosh. I
So when I say that, I'm saying if I feel a certain way today and somebody introduced me to some healthier information, because I'm about healthy eating, healthy living, healthy information,
know.
balanced information. I want a
Mm-hmm.
confirmation. I want all that shit.
Right.
Saying if I get that and I change tomorrow, roll with me. Because I'm explaining to you why I might feel different today than I feel because I'm an ever evolving human that wants to ascend to the best me I can be.
Right. Okay.
Period. That's it.
That's it.
So, with that being said, trauma plays a real role in this, and we're not going to touch on trauma in full today because it's going to need part two, part three, part four, and we're just going to touch on it a little bit at a time. Because I'm going to tell you something: ripping
Yeah.
that band-aid off is painful
Right.
because some of us have layers and layers and layers of trauma. But trauma does not allow for the last three things we just talked about. It doesn't allow for a healthy relationship. It doesn't allow for you to heal, to treat people the way you want to be treated. It doesn't allow for healthy eating because usually
Right.
traumatized people don't know how to divide the truth and how to get to the truth, how to get to a better lifestyle because it's baggage, it's heavy,
Right.
it's weighted.
Right.
This is not going to be a very easy subject to talk about.
Yeah. 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 But it will be necessary in order to elevate to the next level. You have to
Clean
because
up. We got to clean up.
yeah,
And
you got
that
to clean
starts
up.
from the physical, digging inward, which means shutting down some of the noise and figuring out what the hell is going on because I think it's virtually impossible to move forward. People will appear to move forward under trauma, but you're really not moving forward in a healthy way. You're just moving.
Right.
You can't really get to the bottom. And I tell you, how do you know if you're traumatized? Well, I can tell people are traumatized when they hold on to memories
Mm.
real tight.
Mm.
They have a hard time
Mm.
letting it go, and they judge the world by those experiences that are locked in their memory because trauma doesn't go away. Let's be clear. So I'm not talking about a false pretense of getting rid of trauma. I'm talking the real deal, getting rid of it a little bit at a time, because the behavioral part of the trauma.
Right. The trauma event is never going to go away, but how you digest and compartmentalize and choose to emotionally and mentally deal with the trauma that you've gone through,
Yeah.
that has to change through time. And a lot of times people don't even realize what they've put aside or the trauma that they've gone through. I heard the saying that said that you tend to um, repeat in relationships the first traumatic thing that you've gone through. Like you tend to seek that out going forward, because especially if you haven't dealt with it. So, and sometimes it can be the polar opposite of what you think you're looking for, and it's interesting. It depends on the person's trauma that they dealt with. If you dealt with neglect, you become probably overly caring, overly clingy, overly wanting to just fix something, be someone's helper, fix everything, or you bury your head in the sand and work too much and you're still trying to fix everything. You're still trying to help, trying to put yourself out there a lot. So
To the,
it
to the
depends
point of
on the type.
overdose.
Right, exactly. Just like if you've been through like sexual trauma, how does that manifest itself? If you never dealt with it, you know,
Yep. Yep.
it all comes out.
Listen, we at Let's Get It Together are we're trying to deal with a total man. You heard? We want the success of the listeners listening to Hot 702.5 FM, that are listening to
Right,
Let's Get It Together, that are download the app, that are listening to some of the other financial people that come on, that are
right.
listening. This station is trying to make a whole I mean, we
I
even want
know.
to, it's making for a whole well-rounded individual. And so we're taking the time to kind of talk about some of the things that can help us make better financial decisions, that can help us
Right,
make better choices in terms of what our body needs inside
right,
and out. And
right,
so, call in 702-551-5261. We'd like to hear from you. We'd like to hear about where you've eaten. We'd like to hear about great restaurants that we should try in and out of Vegas. We want to hear
hmm,
about your journey, trying to get your diet together, get your health together. And we definitely want to hear about any trauma that you feel that you've been able to, heal yourself of, move forward,
right.
operate in a healthy mannerism. Because I'm going to tell you something. By definition, trauma is a deeply distressing or disturbing experience, and a lot of times it consists of physical injury as well.
Hmm. Right,
These are traumatic events that have happened, and sometimes they're acute, which means it only happened maybe one time and it was just
right,
devastating for you. It can
right,
be chronic, where it is
right.
repeated behavior upon you or upon someone else, and it can be complex. And I'm gonna tell you right now, honey, if I had an opportunity to talk about my trauma and how I was able to find some healing, my shit was complex.
Mm.
And so I
Yeah,
covered
I
every one of
agree.
those stages, from
I
complex to
agree.
chronic to acute, until I was able to
Yeah,
put that in the bed.
yeah. You went through a lot.
I
Remember
started
me and you?
complex. It was
We go
very
back.
complex. It was
Yes.
happening repeatedly. It was over and over. It was unchecked. It was unloved. It was unhealed. It was misdirected. It was
Mm,
childhood. And
mm,
then it went from chronic. So, yes, it was repeated, but it wasn't. As I learned to deal with it, I got out of shock and I started getting out of denial. Those are the things that
mm.
lined up with the complex. And then I went to acute. I was able to
Mm,
put it into a one-time event, even though it happened over a series of time,
mm.
so it would allow me to compartmentalize that in an area that I didn't have to operate out of. Because when it's complex, you're all over the place. Complex means
Right,
complex. It's all
right.
over the place. It could be anything at any time. So we're gonna touch on it. And you guys, I'm not crying. I'm not going to go because I'm gonna have to mix a little comedy in there. So I'm gonna actually have to do a set on that ass, because
She's just a sad.
I'm gonna touch on some dynamics. because I've
Right.
had some physical, some sexual, some mental, some spiritual abuse in my lifetime.
Right.
I am 100% a whole being.
Yes.
I had to
Fact.
find that on my own journey and on my own time because you can't expect people to heal for you. You know what I'm saying? This is
Mm-hmm.
work you got to put in. You got to put it in on your own, and you have to seek the necessary help to help you get through that. So, that being
Right.
said, we're not going to touch on that too much more, but I think people need to clearly understand that you cannot have a healthy relationship without dealing with what's going on inside of you.
Y- Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And with that being said, we are coming to a close.
We
And
are. But let me just say this real quick. Some things going on in Las Vegas. What's happening?
oh, there's this event. I know there's this event going on. It's the Ars. It's like a group that comes out here and they're putting on a weekend event and they're stationed out of Planet Hollywood. It's a black, mature, older crowd event, and they've already sold out. So you can't get
Oh,
tickets to none of the events. They start tonight
oh,
and
shit.
they move all the way in through the all through the weekend. They have like all kind of events. It's called the Recess, and it's at Planet Hollywood, and they have pool parties, brunches, all kind of things going on. And so I'm gonna tap in. I has a few friends fly out this weekend. I might tap in and see what they doing. So I'll
Okay.
let you know next time I see you how
Absolutely.
that
'Cause,
go.
party for me.
I
I'm
will.
actually going to be heading down to Detroit, girl. So I'm going to eat
Okay.
good, talk a little shit, see what's happening over there in D-Town. All my D-Town folks stand up. Detroit stand
Okay.
up. Hit me up if there's something special I need to see or somewhere special I need to be. Let me know. But
Yeah.
until then, we on the hottest station on the planet. I'm so blessed to be able to come to you guys with some of this healthy information.
Join J9 and Jezzy.
Yeah, J9 and Jezzi. Same place, same time next week.
Yep.